So the UFC is currently on a 2-week break, but luckily for us, when it comes back, all will be fixed. Because who isn't keen for this banger of a card? Barber vs Blanchfield, the ultimate scrap to see who can win by decision. All jokes aside though, the UFC lately has really been pissing me off, as usual. So today we're going to talk about the state of the UFC, Dana White, and everything else that drives us absolutely insane. Being a UFC fan, it's tough. It's kind of like when you have a toxic relationship with a girl. There you guys are, you're both having this amazing weekend together, you're laughing, you can't take your eyes off each other, and then you start thinking to yourself, holy shit, I might actually score tonight. But then you see it, a crack. Slowly it all starts falling apart in front of your eyes, and you finally come to a realization. Holy shit, you're like a solid 4.5. On the surface you're hot, but underneath you offer nothing at all. And that's basically the UFC currently. Now it can't just be me, right? I started off this year, I was extremely hyped for the UFC. But then ever since the Makhachev and the arm in my back hurt Sarukian fight fell through, it's almost like this year has been cursed. You see, that fight was probably one of the only fights that was so high level that I was really interested in. And it was parked right at the start of the year. And from there, I feel like it's just been shit. And I know it's not just me, because if you've been watching UFC weekly for years now, you would feel this same spiraling feeling that I'm getting. It just feels like we're rolling down a hill of shit right now. It's kind of like the end of a toxic relationship, right? Except we're the guy who is super needy and can't leave. We just keep crawling back like, mama, mama. You see, the UFC know what they're doing. They know if they put one semi-decent or good fight at the top of a card, us as loyal MMA fans will come crawling out of the woodworks because they know we have nothing else to do with our lives. We will fucking sit there and just be like, oh my God, is that Murphy versus Emmett? Sure, I want to spend my Sunday watching that. And look, the UFC understands that we will always tune in. Even if it's someone shitting in their hands and clapping, we'll be like, woo, here's $90. And as I said, knowing this, the UFC will usually stack the card with one semi-decent or good fight. It's the old throw out a little bit of nice bait trick. Let's see if they're dumb enough to put that hook in their mouth. And just like Patrick in that one episode of SpongeBob, there we are with all the fucking hooks in our fucking mouths. Because, we can't potentially miss out on that one potential knockout that might happen. We don't want to miss out on that potential prospect we've been eyeing off. And we can't possibly handle not seeing that women's MMA fight go to the 3rd round. Okay, not the last one. We can skip that one. Now, if you don't religiously binge MMA content and watch every card weekly, this just might feel like a lot of complaining and yap to you. But for die-hard fans, this is so much more than that. You see, I see the UFC put out a post and they announce fights 3 months from now, 4 months from now, and there are some good fights, right? But then I see people in the comments like, oh, I don't see what people are complaining about. These fights are bangers. Yes, they are. But we just sifted through 6 months of shit to get to them. I don't want to watch Barber and Blanchfield. I don't want to see any women's in the co-main event. Stop gaslighting us to think that we're the problem. It's like your toxic girlfriend being mean to you all month, abusing the shit out of you, and then at the very end of the month, she's like, do you want a BJ? Yeah, of course you want a BJ. Of course you want to see the good fight. But you're not happy. Right now you currently are because you got the BJ, but that's what we call recency bias. And after a few more months of this, you're still going to be pissed off. So anyway, we know that we're getting screwed with 1 to 2 good fights on a card for basically every UFC event. Let's not even talk about Apex cards right now. But we also need to talk about the lack of effort that are going into these fights. Let's talk about in terms of marketing, right? Recently we had JDM and Bilal put on that absolute barn burner that we all loved and enjoyed. Did anyone even know that fight was on? I knew because I'm a certified Australian glazer and JDM fan whore. But if you asked any casual UFC watcher, they would have had no idea who was fighting. And do you want to know why? Yes, it's because Bilal is boring and JDM doesn't talk, but it's also because the UFC did zero when it comes to marketing. They're like, oh, these people aren't that exciting. Let's put up a few Instagram highlights. Let's have them look at each other in Canada, not menacingly at all. Wow, the numbers we're doing is crazy. Of course the card isn't going to sell out in Canada. You've got one person who doesn't shit talk. You've got the other one who lays and preys on people. You're doing no marketing. You're overcharging for events. It's in fucking Canada. What are you thinking? Do your fucking job properly. It just feels like the UFC is in autopilot lately. It's like this, right? They're sitting on the freeway. They're on a little road trip. All the friends are in the back seat. You've got Dana, ESPN. Who else is a dickhead? Ian Gary's there. And they're all just on the freeway, on cruise control. Not giving a fuck. No indicating, nothing. And now in this example of mine, I feel like Dana's the driver, right? He's the promoter of the sport. He is driving the car. And I don't know what it is with this guy. Either he is over the whole business as a whole, or he's too rich, or he's too distracted with other shit-ass events like Power Slap. But whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Whatever excuse, whatever reason it is, all that I know is the end product that us fans are getting is diminished. We're paying more, but we're getting less. I don't give a fuck what is happening inside of your company right now. ESPN deal, fighters being annoying. I've been working here for too long. I don't fucking care. We are the customers, we get the end result. When I go get my morning coffee, do I care what's happening in the back of house? No. But if you give me my coffee, charge me quadruple the amount, and give me a quarter of what I normally get, I'm going to turn into Hamzat Chimaev in the first round, and I'm going to fucking double leg that barista. No matter what Dana's reasons currently are to have the UFC in the shape that it's in, it doesn't matter. As a business, the UFC should want to grow. All businesses should be looking to grow, and just like they did in COVID, they should be looking to innovate and keep on moving forward. Where's that initiative that they had before? The problem solving of putting on events when no one could put on events. Why not keep that going? Start putting on events that no one's put on before. Not only will this make the fans happy, it'll make you happy because you're getting paid, and the UFC fighters will be happy because they're getting paid. And look, I get it. Behind the scenes, there's probably a lot of things we don't know, right? But I don't care. As a customer, you don't care what's going on behind the scenes. It's not my job to care. My job is to consume the end product and sit there like a little lemming being like, oh yay, Barber vs Blanchfield, yeah. And now recently I did a video where I talked about John Jones and the situation that him and the UFC are currently in. So I'm not going to dig too deep into that, but if you want to watch that, you can. Instead, I want to talk about fighters and the UFC's control over them. You see, we all want the best for the fighters. They're the people who entertain us. They're the people who make up this sport besides us. And they're the people who get CTE for probably not even getting paid that much money. But in saying that, the UFC needs to step in. People like John, people in the rankings who don't want to fight backwards, need to shut the fuck up and do what they're told. And as contractors, they're not going to like hearing that. But what we can't have in this sport is log jams top to bottom in the top 10. It's like, oh, I'm not fighting that guy. He's behind me. I want the belt. But the UFC belt has like 3 or 4 people currently in contention for it. I mean, look at lightweight. Finally, we have some movement there. But for how long did we see, oh, I'm not fighting him, I'm not fighting backwards. But the people inside of the top 5, top 10 have already fought each other. Oh, we can't do rematches. I want to fight for the belt. But meanwhile, Islam is fighting Volk twice, and everyone else just wants to sit there on the sideline. I'll wait my turn. I'm fighting for the belt. And I fucking get it, you want the belt, but just fight someone else in the meantime. There is no guarantee you're getting that shot. You've already had probably 3 title shots. How many more do you want? Fight the up and coming contenders. And that's what I want to get to with this, is the UFC needs to be more savage in pairing up top prospects with well-known people. Look, I do get it. People like Justin or Dustin, they want big fights and they want their title opportunity. And not just them, but people in all divisions, they need to give the prospects more of an opportunity because otherwise we get such a stalemate in these divisions. And the UFC really needs to force their hand and make exciting matchups for the fans. Because if you put any of those guys with anyone, it's going to be a great fight. So you may as well have it influence the state of the division. But hey, let's not do that. Let's do Merab and O'Malley for the 5th time in 2027. Now, another problem is super fights. We all love super fights, but lately the UFC has just been having a miss. And now you're sitting there like, Shoga, what super fights have we missed? We've got Merab Pantoja, we just missed out on Ilya and Islam, and now I'm hearing from my sources that they're not even going to do Pennington and Pavlovich. Like, what the fuck, UFC? And I know some of these are hard to set up with fighter schedules and intergender laws and such, but when are we going to stop accepting these things as excuses? Because it's 2025 and we should have equality. Speaking of Pennington actually, and women's MMA as a whole, I'm going to do another video on this, but can I just say, stop putting women's MMA on the main card. We all know it's part of the sport, right? And if we put them all on one card, no one's going to watch it. So we do tolerate it. But don't put it as a co-main. You got this hype card, right? And you're building up to this absolute peak. And then you open your ass cheeks and shit on my face. No one wants to watch it. No one. It's like that scene from The Simpsons where Sideshow Bob comes out and he steps on the fucking rake. It's like the UFC just can't stop stepping on the fucking rakes. Speaking of stepping on rakes, let's talk about biased commentary. Look, when it comes to commentary, I would prefer to be the person stepping on the rake. I'm sick of tuning in and hearing, "Ooh, nice jab from Bilal there. Oh, look, a 1-2 down the middle. He should really go to the wrestling, man. Oh, that calf is beat up." I get that commentary is a hard position to be in. You're going against our favorite fighter and you're trying not to be biased. And I get that it's a hard position to do, right? We have our favorite fighters and you have to call from a non-biased standpoint. So everything that you say against the people we like is almost going to feel biased in a way. But sometimes it really is fucking biased. As commentators, it is your job to not be biased. You are there to call the fight as it is. Each of them have their own specialties and understandings of the fight, but you have to not be biased. Just like the judges can't be biased because otherwise it fucks the fight, commentators also can't be biased because it fucks the fight. How many times do you have to sit there and listen to shit commentary before you go, okay, I guess I'm just not going to hear the punches and kicks because I have to mute this. Maybe I'll put on a guru stream instead because I can't handle listening to this anymore. And I already talked about this in my past video, but recently watching the JDM fight, all I could hear is Anik. "Ooh, nice jab from Bilal. Wow, 1-2 down the middle from Bilal." And then I hear nothing coming back in terms of what JDM is doing well. And I get it. If I was one of those commentators, I'd be sitting there fucking glazing up JDM so hard. But that's why I'm a fight fan and they're commentators. It is their job to not be biased. It is my job to sit there and be biased. Now, how do we fix this situation? I'm complaining a lot. What do we do to fix it? Number one, if judges continually give bad scorecards, fire them. Gone. Dead. No more. And number two, if commentators are going to be biased, fine. Give us a button to mute commentary. I still want to hear the punches. I want to hear the shin come off the top of the guy's head when he gets knocked out. Don't want to hear the biased shit commentary. Give us an ability to turn off an audio track. I know you can do it, but you just don't want to because you want to force us to hear shit commentary and shit fucking ads. What else pisses me off? This is like a giant therapy session. Oh yeah, card locations. I know it's Ali, and I know he's a snake and a rat, but recently I saw him saying that Islam will fight JDM in somewhere like Abu Dhabi. He won't be coming to Perth because Islam came to Perth last time. And all I want to say to this is number one, the rage bait was successful, and number two, shut up, you dumbass. The challenger should always fight the belt holder in their home country. Not only does this support the fighter and the fans, but it really helps the UFC plan future matchups with ease. And I'm not saying non-title fights have to go to their country. I'm just saying if you have a belt on the line, it should be pretty easy to go to that person's country, support the fans, and give them a good show. Why would you make JDM or Volk go to Dubai? And look, I'm not even going to be that picky with this one. Let's make a deal. Get rid of the Apex cards completely, and then we can do a bit of a half-half. JDM fights in Perth, then maybe JDM fights in Vegas. You kill off the Apex cards completely. It's a fair trade. Deal? Okay, deal. And guys, I'm just pissed off in general because it's not just the UFC. It seems to be a lot of companies. They'll give you a subpar product. They'll charge you out the ass for it. And we're the people to blame for it. We just sit there and accept it. We're like, here's our money. Ooh, yes, more ads. I love ads. What? I have to pay extra to not have ads? Oh, okay. Maybe I'll just sit here and take them. Modelo. Oh, you want another Modelo? Here you go. Fuck off. Look, this sport, just like all other sports, are driven by the fans. So we should have more say. We need to be loud. We need to not tune in. We keep showing them that we support their behavior. We will tune in for the shit Apex card. We will sit there and eat that shit up. We need to stop doing that. Stop putting yourself through the fire for the metaphorical BJ. Hold strong, my brothers, because we must control our urges. And we must say, no more shit cards. Whew, damn. That was a lot of stuff. Look, guys, hopefully the UFC pulls their finger out of Jon Jones' ass. Hopefully they fix all these issues because honestly, I'm starting to refuse to watch these cards. I'm just going to go out and have a nice lunch with my partner. I'm going to go catch up with friends. I'm going to watch some fucking anime porn or something. Because yeah, there's going to be 1 to 2 good fights on that card. But that's not enough to make me watch the whole thing. And we need to stop supporting that. Alright guys, that is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who stuck around to the end of this video. The support I've received lately is absolutely insane. I really appreciate it. As I said in the past video, plenty of MMA content to come. I do nothing else but edit and make videos. So guys, again, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to slap the shit out of the like and subscribe button. Click this video here, I think it is. Wow, have you seen this one yet? It's pretty cool. I think it's about Jon Jones being